What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to learn how to do facial recognition in Xcode. So as you can see here, it's something like this. You can detect the faces, if there's any faces, using API. So in next video and onwards we'll use machine learning models, but for now we'll just stick with API. So now so Apple APIs, and what are they about? So there are three parts to the APIs. The first one is the request/request handler. It could be both, depending, or it's either one of those depending on the thing you're doing. So as you can see in our last video, we got an example. Let request equals VN recognize text request. We accept that. There was more to it. That's all I put for now, and that's the first part. The second part is the handler, which is the second part, which is usually has a handler like title into it where it says VN image request handler, and that's the next one. And then the third one is processing the results in a do and a catch block. So as you can see here, do handler.perform, and then catch print the error of the outcome. So let's go ahead and start programming the facial recognition. So we're going to do an app. Just that. Okay, we're going to name it face recognition API. See, click next, create. There might be two named that, nothing. Okay. So we're gonna do, so as you can see, of course we're gonna do it in UI kit. So now we have this, and today everything we're gonna be doing is gonna be in this override function. So just get rid of that and get rid of that. So all the code today's code will be written in here. So if you want to add more that you probably think will be outside the loop, maybe like add IB action buttons or IB outlets labels, things like that, you could go ahead, of course, do it. But for now, I will just do it. So first we're gonna do, as you can see in this part, we're gonna make these things. So first let's add an image. So to do this, we have to do guard. So I have to do a guard statement. Guard let image equals UI image. Sorry, my typing is so bad. Named, and we name it test1 like last time, and then else, of course, we return it. That's it. That's all we have to do. Now we have to do some more code, which is pretty just like aligning the image and everything. So I just am gonna paste it from when I did it earlier. So I'll just explain this. So we're gonna assign image view to this image, and then the content mode, like how it's gonna fit or how it's gonna be put, is as scale aspect fit, and we're just letting something called scaled height is this divided by this times this. We'll use it later in putting boxes around our faces. Then we put image view the frame, and we'll put the frame of the image, and we image view the background color just for fun, and then just add in the subview. So now we're done with that. Now we can actually do the three things we did here, which is doing the request. So we're going to do let request equals VN. Oh yeah, sorry, of course that we didn't import the vision. Always import vision just in case. Okay, let request equals VN, it's rectangle request, track rectangle request, I think. No, detect rectangle. So guys, it's actually VN detect face rectangle request. And for the completion handler here, we're just gonna put, okay, so we're gonna put request and then error in, and then here we're gonna do guard let, and we're actually, instead of request, we're gonna make ERR, and we're gonna put parentheses out here. Okay, perfect. Guard let ERR equals ERR, and then else. And now we have to print the other thing. So we got the error. Now we have to do the request. So we're gonna do request. So we're gonna first just print the request, and then request dot results dot for each. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna name this res in, and then we're gonna do so now what the main thing And now what we're going to do is print, and then we're going to print res, which is this. And now we're basically, what we have to do is we're going to do guard let face ob, which is basically face observation, equals res as vn face detection or something like that. Let me find it out. Face observation, yeah, face observation else, and then of course we're gonna return. Okay, so now here we have to do is so now we're gonna do print face observation dot bounding box, and you guys will see what that means and everything in just a bit. So here we're gonna do so now it's basically that's it. It's so simple now. Now what we have to do is we have to continue on with this. Put the handler is let handler equals vn face handler. I have to get the it's a bit tricky for me to get them. So let handler equals vn face detect face. It's something called handler. It's actually not face, it's image request handler. And then CG image, and then the options. So the options we're going to put it as nothing. So it's going to do that. But the CG image, it's called a CG image, not a UI image. So we have to transfer our image, this image, into a CG image. So we're going to do guard let image equals CG image dot image. I don't know, actually, wait. So actually, no, sorry. Guard let CG image equals image dot CG image, and else we have to return. Okay, so now we've converted this image into a CG image, and it's no longer a UI image. So here we can just pass in CG image. So now we're done. Now the last thing we have to do is process the results as this part. So to do that, we have to do a do and then a catch, and then here we're going to do we're going to do try handler dot perform, and here we're going to do request. Okay, and then here we have to do, so here we're going to let, so catch equals catch let er, so request err is print request err, which is basically the error that comes out of this situation. So I think this is it actually for now, but the only problem is so see how it says face observation of bounding box, and this is basically saying like print the print the box that the face is recognizing. So but it's not gonna draw it out. We want it to draw it out just like maybe like a red box around it. To do that, we have to do something called we have to make a view. So we have to do so we're going to do let red view equals UI view, and that's going to be, that's it. Yeah, now it's a bit tricky, so I'm gonna actually so I just copied some, which is basically setting the background color, the alpha, which is how the opaque it is, and then adding the sub. So now what we have to do is we have to add our x and y coordinates. Where do we do it? So red view dot CG rect, or like red view actually don't know, red view, oh yeah, that red view of frame equals CG rect, and then we put that in here. So now here we're just gonna pass in, so we can't put like here we can't put like 20, 25, we can't do those things. We have to create a whole new thing called like, so we're going to do let x equals self dot view dot frame dot height, I think, wait, so yeah, self dot frame dot view dot frame dot width times this times the bounding box, which is the x origin. So let y equals self dot view dot frame dot width times face ob dot bounding box dot origin dot y. Now we got let width equals, actually guys, sorry about that, actually I messed up on here. It's supposed to be this, let y. It's a bit complicated of math here, so of course now we're going to do let height. So we're going to do let height equals scaled height times faceob.boundingbox.height. So now this error is gonna go away, and now we're gonna do let width equals scale height times faceob.boundingbox.width, I think. So now we're basically done. So we basically finished everything. So now what we have to do is, we named it x, y, height, and width for a reason, because here we're just gonna pass in those values. So here we're gonna just put, x, y, width, and height. So the reason we can easily pass it in as x, y is because we named it all here. So let x, let height, let y, and let width. So I'm gonna actually pause the video, get a good like face image, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay guys, I got another image of this one, like 6 random people or 7 random people here, and I'd say the computer should only should be able to recognize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not this one. This is just like half a face or 1/4 of a face. So I'm gonna pass this in, and to do that, we're gonna go to assets and Xcode. I'm gonna actually minimize this so I can just drag and drop. We're gonna click on this and new image set, and we're gonna name it as text1. And now we're gonna pass, or test1 actually. We're gonna pass this in here, so we have the image in there. We're gonna change this to test1, that's why we named it. And now before we run it, actually, just so you guys can understand it, let's go ahead and take a look at all of this. So what did we do here? First we did setting the image equals this. So let image equals UI image name test1, which is what we just named it in assets and Xcode. And then if it's not, just return it. That image view is UI image view, and then the image is this. Now, so the reason we did this is just to add like constraints, frames, background colors to this image that we have. So we aspect content mode, frame, background color, and then we added subview. Now we did the same thing, but now of course we did our 3 parts to the API, which I went over here. A request handler is this. So we first did the request. Again, it could be request or request handler depending on the API you're using. So request equals vn detect face rectangle request, and then the 2 things were request and error. And then if guard let error equals error, the reason we're doing this is let these 2 equal each other, and then print failed, and then print the error of this, and then just return it, and then print, and then we're going to want to print the request just in case, and then request dot results for each. So every single one, let face observation equals results as vn face observation. If not, return it. And then we'll go over this in the end. We just printed the face observation dot bounding box, which is basically the lines that it's going through. And then this for each lets us detect more than one face at a time. So now we'll have to do the next part, which is the handler. Let the handler. So we have to convert. So we had to convert this. So it didn't let us come with the UI image. So we have to convert it into a CG image. So we have to let CG image equals image.cg image. If it's not, return it. And then of course we have to do our last one. Do catch block. Try this, and then catch let request error, and then print the request error. So we're done with that. I'm going to switch it to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I've already had that, and now we're done. And of course there are a few errors here, like warnings. I don't think it really matters. Let request, yeah, it's because we already use it here. It shouldn't really matter actually. This one, change it to any. Okay guys, actually we're not going to do a guard statement on this. We're just going to do like an if statement. No need for guard actually. Okay, so now everything's going to go away. Here we're going to do this is actually strange. It shouldn't say this. Cannot call non-function type error. So it should actually be error. And so I just have to add an if statement here. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that's basically it. No errors, nothing. Oh, there's one because we haven't used request. That doesn't matter. Shouldn't really matter. Okay, so now we're done with that. I'm gonna actually run this, and I'll pause the video and be back when it's gonna run. So yeah, let's run it. Okay guys, after some reviewing, I actually did a quick mistake here. It wasn't actually, I tried it and it wasn't working. Like, I was gonna film it, but it wasn't working. So the reason was, I hope you guys didn't do this mistake, but the request is only supposed to be until printing this face of the bounding box. So it's supposed to be until here. So this is all of this, just the request, and then this is the handler. So just remember that the handler and request can never be in the same let function thing. So yeah, so you have to end the thing. So you have to end this whole let function here. So if you want, just you can fold it just to make it cleaner, like so, and then you could do that. So I'm just gonna, okay, so that, yeah, so that now I'm gonna run it, and yeah. Okay guys, so this time it did work. As you can see, it printed all the bounding boxes, and actually didn't do it too well, because I don't think like the image was too clear. So I'm gonna actually take this thing, a random picture I found online, and this actually should work, I think. And if it doesn't, yeah, okay, that's perfect, much better actually. As you can see, it's detecting the face perfectly. So yeah, we did it guys. We got a random perfect face of Google. So we got a random face and you could detect it. And then if you guys wanted to do, you could do like you could even save the image somewhere, and then like make a face, like a face recognition unlock, like in like iPhones there's unlock features, and probably in Android phones, and you could even do that. You could save this image. If there's a face, you can detect, you can like do special things. So yeah, that's all for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you